Hello guys, welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the message reads like this. Hello my brother, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, my story goes on like this. I can say that as a family, we have reached a point in our lives whereby we are really ashamed of using our surname anymore. This thing, it started with one of my brothers who has been working for a very long time there in South Africa. He was the first one who started complaining, and he kept on saying that with all the money that he was earning, even though he was not earning a lot of money, but he kept on saying that the money that he was earning, as little as it was not like working for him. He was not seeing the results of his hard work that he was doing there in South Africa. When he came back, he had a very big fight with my father when my father was still alive. This was in the year 2017 when he came back home. After they had a big fight, my brother then returned back to South Africa, and he said that he would never return back home, and he was claiming that my father knew that what his elder brother was doing was something that was not right, but he was a coward. He was afraid to tell him that what he was doing, it was very wrong. So the rumors that were going around was that our father's elder brother, who is the firstborn in their family, he was seen late at night. So people that saw him quickly recognized his car because he was the only one who was known to be driving a Ford Ranger back in our village. So there were some men who were coming from the beer hall. So they saw that this man who was driving this car, he was my father's elder brother. They then started following him because of the way that he was driving the car. He was driving really slowly until he had driven the car just a little bit into the bushes as if he was hiding that car. Those men then hid themselves in the bushes that were close to our compound. They saw that my father's elder brother, he then got out of that car. He was accompanied by two other men and his own wife, even though they were not sure if this was his wife that they saw, but they said that he was accompanied by another woman who resembled that wife of his. They then started walking, so they were headed for the fields where the graves are. These are the graves of our great parents. These are the graves of our grandparents, as well as some of the graves that belongs to our aunties and some of my father's relatives. Since my father's father, my grandfather, he wanted all of his children to be buried in one place. So this was like a tradition that was kept in the family. If anyone would have moved from the village and they would have gone to build their own home somewhere else, at the time of their death, our relatives would make sure that they would go and collect the deceased body so that they can respect the wishes of my grandfather, because he had said that he wanted to sleep because my grandfather had said that he wanted to rest in peace, and he wanted to know that his children were going to be buried right next to him. So my father's elder brother, when those men were following him at a distance, they said that they saw him. He went close to my grandfather's grave. Then he removed his trousers. After he had removed his trousers, he started to do some poo right next to my grandfather's grave. After he had finished doing that poo, they said that the man then knelt down as if he was just eating the poo that he had just done. After that, they started sprinkling some stuff on my grandfather's grave as well as my grandmother's grave. From there on, they took whatever they took, because those men, they couldn't see properly because they were just using the moonlight. They didn't have a torch or anything, so they were just looking from a distance, and that was the account of their story. And they went and they told the village headman. So after they had told the village headman, then a village court was set up, and then my father's elder brother, he was called because he was staying in the city. He was called by the village headman. He came. It was him and his wife and their kids, when they came, they had 2 cars. And from the time that they entered into the village, one could actually see that they were here not to negotiate with anyone, but it was like they were here to start a big war. So after the village headman had addressed them and told them that these were the rumors that were going around, and he then showed them the men who had seen them. Those men were also afraid to be witness at the village court, because my father's elder brother, he is quite a rich man. So those men then started denying and saying that they didn't see anything. Maybe if they saw anything or if they said anything, it was because they were drunk. So then my father's elder brother, he started insulting everyone that was there, that had attended this village court. Him and his wife and his kids, they got into their cars and they drove back to the city. After my father's elder brother had returned back to the city, that was when those men came back and they spoke with my father. I was there and I heard everything that they were saying. They said that the reason as to why they were afraid to become witness, it was because they had been told by someone that they didn't know. This person just called them and said that, are you sure about this thing that you are about to do? Because he can get you arrested. Don't you know that it is not allowed for you to say that you saw someone performing some rituals? It means that you will be saying that they are a witch. You can rot in jail with this thing that you want to say. So if you are going to be witness in this case, just make sure that at the end of the day you have someone to protect you, otherwise you are going to rot in jail. So that is why they refused to be the witnesses, but they told my father everything that they saw. And my father, this is the reason as to why he was being blamed by my brother when he came from South Africa. He was saying that, Father, you know everything that is going on. The local village headman had told my father that he was willing to find a traditional healer, one that will be selected by the village chief, one that will be very powerful, and one who will never be bribed by his elder brother. But my father, he was afraid of starting a war. He kept on saying that these men, they are drunkards. They didn't see anything. If they saw anything, it was the alcohol that they had consumed that was making them to think that they were seeing my brother. My brother would never do such a thing, because actually my father's elder brother, he is a man who is well respected there in that community where they are staying in the city, as well as at church. He is actually one of the leaders in their church. So my father then defended his own brother. In the meantime, relatives, they started dying. They were really dying left, right, and center. And each and every time when someone will die in the family, then my father's elder brother, he would come and he would sleep in the village. But whenever he would come, he never slept in any of the houses that were there, that were built by our grandfather. There are a lot of rooms, but he would always sleep in his car. He would do this throughout the night. Then the following morning, usually early in the morning, after you have prepared tea, he would then drink the tea and he would return back to the city. People then started to notice that whenever he performs this ritual, then someone amongst our relatives will die. So people now, they were really wise. They started visiting a lot of white garment prophets. Usually, if you find someone who hates those that go to the white garment prophets, they are witches. Because in that church, my brother, let me tell you something about it. Yet I know that there are some fake prophets, but that church, it will show you the one who is bewitching you. And this is what happened to my brother. When he was there in South Africa, he visited this other white garment church and he was told everything that happened to him. And my brother confirmed this story to me. He said that there was a time when he had traveled from the village going to the city. So our only relative that is staying in the city is our uncle, that one who is really wealthy. So whenever we want to go to the city, we go to his house. So in that case, my brother, when he had arrived in the city, he started staying with my uncle, and he was working as well as a gardener whilst he was looking looking for any kind of job. So my brother then said that after he had gotten his job, like the first month, he was then given a wallet, this wallet to carry money by our father's elder brother. And this was quite strange. And my father's elder brother, according to my brother, said that he was forced to put his money into that wallet. My brother said that on that day, since it was their payday, he arrived back home late at night. When he arrived back home late at night, we saw that my father's brother, he was sitting with his kids, my cousin sisters and brothers. He then told them that it was time for them to go to sleep. So he told my brother to sit down. So as my brother was sitting down, whilst he was eating soft porridge, he then showed our uncle the money that he had gotten. So our uncle then said that he had this other wallet that he had purchased for him, and this wallet, he wanted to dedicate that wallet to the ancestors. But our uncle then told my brother that he was already blessed. So if it was him that was going to place the money inside that wallet that he had given to my brother, the ancestors were going to bless him, because they would only see the hand that would have placed the money inside that wallet. So my brother then took that wallet and he then placed the money that he had gotten as his salary. He said that our uncle then took that wallet and he said that he wanted to pour some tobacco, that powdered tobacco that we use when we are communicating with our ancestors. He went to his bedroom. My brother said that when my uncle came back with that wallet, it was really smelling like he had poured a lot of weird herbs into that wallet. He gave that wallet back to my brother. From there on, my brother, that was when he started experiencing a lot of bad luck, the same bad luck that he is experiencing there in South Africa. And I just want to thank God, because when my brother came back to Zim, he even wanted to murder our own father about this issue, because he was saying that with all the suffering that I am experiencing, why are you quiet? Why do you not want to join hands with us, your children, so that you can go with us even to a traditional healer, or to go with us to a prophet that can assist us? Because when my brother was there in South Africa, he was also told that same story, that our uncle, when he took that wallet, when he entered into his bedroom, inside his bedroom, there is an altar, and inside that altar, he wrote all of our names. And after he had written all of our names, him and his wife and his children, they climbed up a mountain and they looked for a place up in the mountain whereby even if it rains, him and his wife and his children, they climbed up the mountain and they looked up for a place whereby there is nothing that grows there. And that is where they left some of our names, because they had done some copies of our names. When they climbed up the mountain, what they did is that they looked for a place whereby even if it rains, nothing will ever grow there. So they wrote our names and they made 2 copies. One of that copy, it is still in their altar, which is inside their bedroom. Then the other copy, they left it in the mountain, and at the place where they left it, they made sure that they left this copy that has all of our names and our relatives from the extended family in a place whereby even if it rains like what, that place, nothing will ever grow there. No tree will grow there, no grass, nothing. They just left it in sort of like a wilderness in that mountain where they went to. So for this altar to be destroyed, we were told that we needed to find a prophet that can come to our homestead and we can hold some prayers. But that is the problem. For us to hold these prayers at our homestead, we need someone amongst the elderly people that are left in the family to give us the go ahead. And all of them, my brother, they are just refusing. They just say that all these stories that the prophets are telling you, they are false. But when we look at all the children that were born in our family, we are just suffering. It doesn't matter if you are educated or if you are not educated. The level of poverty is just the same. And the way that we suffer, like those ones that are educated, some of my cousin sisters, yes, they have money, but each and every month, I was recently speaking to one of my cousin brothers who was saying that what pains me the most is that each and every month when I get my money, it doesn't even last for more than 5 minutes in my bank account, because by the time that he gets paid, already in his homestead, there is a lot of stuff that needs to be sorted out in a month, whereby he thinks that this month I am going to take some savings. Then he would find out that one of his children or his wife will get so sick and they would have to go to a private doctor so that they can get some help. So this is what is happening to us. As for me, my brother, I don't even want to share my story with you. I am someone who is just slowly going nowhere. The type of work that I am doing, I am earning only $60 a month, and I am a man who is a married man and I have kids. Whenever I look at my wife, sometimes I ask myself, did she make a mistake by getting married to me, knowing that there is all of these things, the evil things that are happening in the family? I feel so bad with the way that my wife is suffering. My wife can even go for a year without ever visiting the salon. Sometimes when you look at her undergarments, you will feel sorry for her because she has to stitch them. This is the type of poverty that we have in our homestead. Sometimes when you buy salt, your regular salt, you feel like you have done a great achievement. But in our family, at the Prophet's where we have gone to, we are told that there is great wealth in our family. It is just that our uncle, where he placed our names, he placed them in sort of like a wilderness, making sure that we will never enjoy life.